Okay, so I want to finish going over problem solving worksheet number 2. And let's look at the elevator problem. So in number 14, it talks about an elevator. And when I looked at your guys' work, a lot of you made a vertical line, kind of like a number line, but a vertical line. And you just put like a hash mark in the middle. And you just called it like the middle floor or whatever. You just labeled it that. You could use graph paper too. And then it says the elevator stopped at the middle floor. So that hash mark in the middle of your vertical number line is kind of your middle. And then it says it goes up 4 floors. So a lot of you made 1, 2, 3, 4 hash marks like on a number line, and you just put a dot at 4 above your middle. So you made 4 more hash marks and then you put it up there. All right, and then, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. Some of you did little loopies too when you did that. All right, and then it moved down 6. So a lot of you did either little loopies or little hash marks, and so you went down the 4, which got you back to mid, and 2 more. So you're kind of at a -2 if you think of a number line. If your middle is 0, and you went up to 4, and then you went down 6, now you're kind of at a -2. All right, and then it says it stopped and moved up 10. So again, some of you added, hash marks to your number line, and you counted up 10 spots. So 10 loopies. So 1, 2 gets you to 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you put a dot there, which is really what, 8 above 0? 7, 8, because you kind of started at a -2 there and you went up 10. All right. And so then the elevator was now 3 floors from the top. So a lot of you did 3 more hash marks and put kind of a little point up and labeled that the top. And so if you think about it, if 0 is your middle and you count your hash marks, you're now at 11. But remember, the middle is not ground floor. That's literally the middle. So that means there would be another 11 on the other side. So 22. Now, sometimes students are like, they debate like, well, is it the 0th floor? Because in like a big building, the first floor is 1 floor up and all that, So if you're around 22, I'm good with it. Okay. So if you debated that in your brain and you're like, I don't know what to do, this seems like maybe I'm wrong. As long as you know from the middle, you're 11 floors up and 11 floor down, I'm good with 22. So we're not going to overanalyze that. All right, let's look at 15, which is the triangle problem. And again, on the bottom row, you have these teeth-like triangles. So one's going up and one down and one up and one down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 triangles. And then above that, you have one going up and then again, one going down and so forth. And there you have 5 on that row and then the same thing again. And then there's 1 triangle on top. So you have 7 on the bottom row, every other up, down, 5 on the next row, up, down, 3 on the next, up, down, and then 1 at the top. And then this should make a beautiful whole triangle. All right. So if you counted the individual ones, there's 16, we'll go 16 of those. So those are single triangles that are just made up of 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the bottom row and 5, and you just add those up, there's 6. Now, 2 triangles will not make another triangle, but 4 will. And so with 4, if you go across the bottom row and you take the bottom 3 with the 1 on top of it, that makes a triangle. And then if you scooch over a little, the next 3 with the 1 on top makes a triangle. And if you scooch over again, that makes another triangle. 3 on bottom, 1 on top. And then you go up. So that's 1, 2, 3. And you go up to the next row and you get a medium triangle and a medium triangle and 1 on the top. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there's 1 in the middle that's upside down. That one's the one that's tricky to find. Okay, so that one hides. Okay, you can't make a triangle until you get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom, 6, 7, 8 in the middle, 9. So when you glue 9 of these together, if you take the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom and the 3 atop and the 1 on top of that, that makes a triangle. And then if you scooch over just 1, there's another one of those on the bottom. 5 on the bottom, 3 on top of it with 1 to make the pointy triangle. And then if you scooch up a whole row, there's 5, then 3, then 1 on top. That makes another triangle. So when you have 9, you can make 3 of those. And then I think the last one is just the giant big triangle. So we're using all 16 triangles to make 1. And so if you look at that, you have 16 and 10 is 26. So I got 27 triangles there. And again, it's hard to see them. I get it. They're all kind of inside each other. All right, let's look at the next one. And you could draw this out, but we can also look for patterns. So let's look for number at 16. Okay, the top one says, in the top pattern, the first shape is figure 1, then figure 2, and figure 3. Okay, and they're kind of like little zigzaggy diamonds. So like the first one is just a square. Then you have kind of a plus sign using 5 squares, and that's what we're going to call figure 2. And then the next one is a 3 by 3 square with the little, I don't know, little tails are coming off each end in the middle. Okay, so again, it kind of makes a diamond shape, but it's zigzaggy because of the squares. And that's what we're going to call shape 3. And then there's shape 4 there as well. Okay, how many squares would you need to make figure 8? Okay, so you can draw figure 8 and you could count, but let's look for a pattern. When it's figure 1, you use 1 square. When it's figure 2, you use 5 squares. When you use figure 3, let's see, there's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 squares. And then on 4, that diamondy guy, oh boy, let's see, there's 1 in the first kind of going up and down thing, and then there's 3 vertically. I'm counting the squares vertically. And then there's 5 vertically. And then it looks like the middle is the middle. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the middle. And going vertically. And then the diamond goes down. So it's 1, 3, 5, 7, and then it's 5, 3, 1. Okay. So what does that one end up being? So if I have 1, 3, 5, that's what? Is that 9? So 9 are on both ends and then 7 in the middle. So what is that? 18 plus 7 looks like that's 25. Okay. So if we view them all like that, this is just a 1. This is a 1 plus a 3 in the middle and a 1. And then the next one is a 1, a 3, and a 5, and a 3, and a 1. And then it kind of builds 1, 3, 5, 7 going vertically, 5, 3, 1 to make these diamonds. So if I know that, I can kind of do that as well to figure out this answer. But let's look for a number pattern, and then we'll try that. So let's see. It looks like between here, between the first and the second shape, it went up by 4 squares. Between the second and the third shape, it went from 5 to 13. So what is that? 8 squares it improved by. And then between 13 and 25, it looks like it added 12 squares. So it does look like there's a pattern there. It looks like it's multiples of 4. Like I add 4, then 8, then 12, and so forth. All right. And I want to go out to which shape? Figure 8. Okay, so I'm going to make a chart or a table. So figure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to write those numbers. And I know shape 1 used what? I'm just going to make a chart to keep track of how many squares each of these shapes had. So shape 1 only had 1 square. Shape 2 had 5 because it was the plus sign. The next one was 1 going vertically, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, which was 13 squares in a diamond shape. And then the next one was 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1 going vertically to make a diamond shape, and that was 25. And so again, we said the pattern was, oh, I add 4 to go from 1 to 5. I add 8 to go to 5 to 13. I go, what is that, 12 from 13 to 25. So now it looks like I'm going to have to add 16 to get to that number. So 25 and 16, what is that? Is that 41? And then now I'm going to add, instead of 16, I'm going to add 20. So that looks like, what, 61. And then the pattern is I'm going to add what? I'm going up by 4, so 24. And so that's going to be what? 85. And then I'm going to add what? 28. And so 85 plus 28, 8, 9, 10, is that 1/3? Oops, is that, if I could add, 113. Okay, 8 and 5 is 13. And then 10 and 1, so 113. Now, the other way I might be able to think about this one is by how I build it. So it looks like it goes 1 odd numbers, like 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1 to make the diamonds. And so if I kind of keep doing that, so 1, 2, 3. So on the fourth shape, it goes 1 up to 7. So 1, 3, 5, 7, and then down 5, 3, 1. And so on the fifth shape, it looks like it's going to keep building. So it's going to go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1 with odds. Okay, because that middle number's going to keep getting bigger. Sorry, I can't talk today. So 6 would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, but now the middle is going to be 11, and it's going to go 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. So in the 7th shape, it looks like it's going to go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Now 13 is going to be the middle, and then 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Hopefully I'm not skipping anything. And then on the 8th shape, which is the one we care about, is going to be what? It's going to go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and then 15 is going to be the middle, and then it's going to go down 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. And so what I'm going to do, and again, hopefully this matches our other answer, otherwise there's an issue. I'm going to add the 2 wings. So I'm going to add 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and double it because the wings are both the same. So, and I'm going to try to pair numbers to make it easier to add. So like 11 and 9 make it 20. 7 and 3 make it 10. And then I have what? 13 and 5 is what? 18 and 19. So it looks like that's going to be 49 when I add that up. And I'm going to double that because I have 2 sets of that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add the 15 in the middle. So 98 plus 15, 8 plus 5, 3, bring over my 1, so 113. So I'm feeling good because both answers agree, which is super, super helpful and makes me happy. So we got 113 when we made the chart and kind of saw the pattern of going up by 4s. And we got 113 here. Now, you could draw it and count, but, you know, that might take a while. All right, I'm going to pause for a second and draw the next shape, and then we will finish up with this one. Okay, actually, I just decided to grab my piece of paper to show it instead. So the bottom shape here, the first shape is 3 on the bottom with 1 on top, kind of making like stair steps to go up. And then the next one has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the bottom, then 4, then 2. Again, stair steps going up and down. So, and then the last one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the bottom. And then it goes down by 2. So 7, and then 5, and then 3 on the top. So we want to know what shape 6 would look like. Okay. And you could draw, this is shape number, let's see, this is 3 on the bottom, I guess I should say. Sorry, 3 on the bottom, 6 on the bottom, 9 on the bottom. So shape 1 has 3 on the bottom. Shape 2 has 6 on the bottom. Shape 3 has 9 on the bottom. And so again, we can kind of continue this pattern, but we're not going to draw it yet. So shape 4, it looks like these are multiples of 3. It goes 3, 6, 9. So it makes sense that the 4th shape would have 12 on the bottom. The 5th shape would be 15 on the bottom. I'm just adding 3 each time, or 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4, 3 times 5. And so then 3 times 6, which would be 18. So the 6th shape is without even drawing the intermediate. I'm just looking at that bottom row, and I'm like, okay, the bottom row had 3, the bottom row had 6, the bottom row had 9, so it's going to continue. So the bottom row is going to have 12, 15, and 18. So what do you think figure 6 would look like? Okay, well, and I'm going to do this, but I think there's going to be 18 on the bottom row. Okay. And then I think it's going to go down by 2. So the next it's going to be what? 16 on the bottom row if I go down by 2, because it's like stair steps, so I lose a stair on each side. And then I'm going to go to 14 because again, losing a step. Now, how do I know when to quit? Well, notice when it's the first shape, there's 1 on the top. When it's a second shape, it ends when there's 2 blocks on the top. When it's the third shape, it ends up with 3 blocks on the top. So that pattern is suggesting that whatever shape it is how many blocks on top. So I am going to continue this pattern till there's 6 blocks on top. So I go 18, 16, 14, and then I am going to keep going. So I'm going to go 12, 10, 8, and then I'm going to stop when there's 6 blocks on top. So 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, and then at 6, I'm going to stop. So that's what I think the pattern is going to look like. So again, looking for how it connects to like the first shape and how it's built, second shape, how it's built, third shape, how it's built will help you kind of go out and have that pattern continue. All right, I am going to stop there, and we will pick up with the alphabetia stuff in class.